our viewers, especially those that have been watching us from the Youth Talk and other platforms, and those that have kept sharing. We are so much happy and proud of you people. We are eager to keep seeing you do something to make sure the youth voice is heard wherever they go. Today on a different view, we bring you one of our people who also serves somewhere. The youth is a youth, has done so much to make sure the efforts of the youth are raised. So today we are going to first get to know who he is, what he does, maybe if it's an office, what he does for a living, then we shall keep watching. So Mr. you can tell us who you are, what you do, and maybe any other thing small that you wish people to know about you.
Thank you very much. First of all, I will start by appreciating the CEO of this project, the Youth Talk.
Yes.
And first of all, before I say anything, I want to appreciate so much, and because this service is the service I have been missing in Kisoro. Actually, I live alone in Kisoro. I can say even different parts of Uganda, youth have not been having this raise their voices high. You see, I've always said it whenever I go, that in our country, as Uganda, we are the biggest percentage in Uganda's population, but we are not heard. Maybe, I don't know whether it's because we don't raise our voices high, but somehow, I also blame it to the government that even the small voices that we raise are just ignored. Introducing myself, I'm Maurice Akizimana. I'm a youth leader of the Kisoro district, and at the district level I serve as finance secretary. Then I also happen to represent Kisoro district youth at the National Youth Council. Of course, that is a brief introduction about me. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Morris, you've told us you serve at the district level and at the national level. And to you as an individual, what challenges have you specifically found working or serving the youth? What are the challenges you're facing currently or as you faced before?
The challenges, of course, are very many. First of all, I can say when I was trying to contest, I had a lot of expectations.
Yes.
When I say expectations, some people may think that maybe I had expectations as an individual, but the expectations I had, although I can be having also individual expectations, but the expectations I had that I would serve the youth, the way I thought it would be is not the way I found it. Because when you look at my manifesto, I had many different things that I was promising youth, because I knew I would manage to make it. But when I reached in the office, because I think office is not a room.
It is not a room, obviously.
It's not a room. When I reached in the office that I'm in now, I faced a lot of challenges. One, I knew we would be having the budget that would be enabling us to serve youth the way we wished. But it's not the way I found it. Because when I reached in the office, I found out that let's talk about the district level. The district level, the government only funds us with 1 million. Only 1 million as a district quarterly.
Yeah.
And even that 1 million is said to be like to help us, but the only money we look at is the sitting allowances, because we always hold executive meetings. quarterly, of where, of course, you get small allowances, and we are unable to reach out to the youth they were expected.
So
when I
like,
reached the office, we were given a motorcycle, which motorcycle is in bad condition, which motorcycle has no fuel, which motorcycle has no maintenance. And to me, I thought when I reached an office, I would be reaching out to the youth down deep in the village, maybe to do the sensitization, maybe to hear their challenges, so that maybe I can raise them to another level. But it's not what I've tried, but I can say the way I wish to achieve it is not the way I'm achieving it.
So you as the youth, helping them at the district level, if you're facing those challenges, how about the youth somewhere in the village, and what have you done, you as a committee? Because I know people from the sub-county send the committee to the district. So you and your committee, what have you actually done to make sure there is a change, to make sure that somewhere the youth in Kisoro across the country is benefiting from the projects that are rising?
One, like when I reached the office, of course, I've said I'm the finance secretary. I tried by all means at least to ask the district administration, the council, and of course the planning people. I tried to ask them at least if they can plan also, and the budget, because last time they passed the budget. Last year it was 46 billion. This year it was above, it's around 50 something billions as a district. We asked them at least to get, even if it can be 1 million or 2 million or any amount, and they allocate it to the youth. And they have been crying that we have failed to achieve it. They always ignore us. When we reached in the office, actually the National Council, where I do sit, the National Council, when you look at the budget of the country, we have the budget, the biggest, they have the budget of 72 trillion right now. But as the National Youth Council, we are allocated only 800 millions. Annually, not quarterly, annually. Eh? When they tell you to have the 800 millions annually, where we have to have council meetings, where our executive has to be holding meetings quarterly, where our executive members have to move around the country to do the monitoring of government programs that benefit youth, where the Minister for Youth has to get some facilitation, maybe fuel and other things, where our ES, our secretariat has to also to get. So you look at 800 millions. You totally see that youth in Uganda don't matter much.
Okay, so
when it comes to the government.
Ignoring the issue of the budget, what are some of the projects that the government has put for the youth that you expect someone who is down in the village to actually benefit from those projects? Assuming the budget is not considering, we know there are some projects that keep coming in and out for the youth. So we would love to know which are those projects that the government has laid to make sure the youth also benefit from such projects.
There are different projects, of course, the government has put up that are to be benefiting youth. But the way the projects are implemented, I would say it's not a good way. One, these projects, like let's say YLP, a Youth Livelihood Program that the government put up in 2013, we appreciated it was a good project that will be benefiting youth very much. Because, but this, the way it is run, is not the good way. Because this money is not a grant that they give to youth. It's a government. The government gives loan to youth, of where a group of youth, a group of 5 youth now, given around 12 millions. 12.5 millions to do some projects. But you find that the youth down in the village are not aware of these programs, of which it will be our obligation to go down, to sensitize, to create awareness to the youth that this program is there. This program, if to access it, this is the way you can access it. This is a process and everything. But we don't have chances to meet them. Apart from like maybe me as, of course, as a finance, when I reached in the office, I tried to, when I looked at all the challenges, I tried to look for other means of maybe creating awareness, helping the information, making sure the information reaches down to the youth at the village. And of course, I kept on robbing of where different, most of the weekends, different radio stations are hosting me. And when they host me, I try to use that chance to make the information clear to the youth so they can know the programs. Then there's under YLP program, government had brought motorcycles that will be enabling us as youth leaders, the finance and the chairperson, to go down the villages to do the monitoring. You get?
Yeah.
To do the create the awareness, different things.
Yes.
But the motorcycle has no fuel, has no maintenance, it has no tire. Everything it's down. Actually, it has been packed. Ever since we reached in the office, it has been packed. There's other program like Youth Capital Venture Fund. Youth Capital Venture Fund, it was also a good project that the government had brought up, where the government puts money in Centenary Bank, and of course youth with a project, who has a business somewhere, because this is additional capital. It's not different from YLP, because YLP you get it when you're going to start a project. But this Youth Capital Venture Fund, you get it when you're going to add in the already established business or project. But you find that when I reached in the office, I found a challenge whereby our youth in Kisoro were being asked to bring security, collateral security, for you to access the money. So to access now, you look at most of our youth, especially in Kisoro, few families have land.
You could say they have land, but limited land.
Limited land.
Yes.
You get me?
Which they may not give out as security.
No, you can't. But there are few youth after studies or after dropping out of school. A few youth have land.
True.
That you can put as a security. Some parents have land. Youth would be maybe going to parents, ask for help, so maybe parents can help you with the land to put up as a collateral security. But when reaching the bank, they tell you that this land must be yours. So which means if a parent is willing to give you land to put as a collateral security in a bank, a parent must write that agreement or that land title in your names.
Okay.
So when you approach your parent and tell the parent that my father or my mother, I would like you to write this land agreement, this land title. You put it in my name so that I can maybe put it as a security. Few parents would can actually do it. So you find that the program is there, but few youth can access it. I tried to raise the voice because according to the government policy, you're not supposed to put collateral security, provided that you have a project and you're Ugandan and you qualify to access the money. But the bank also, of course, had their reason, because they said, we have been giving money to youth, but now they don't want to pay back. So you find it's kind of confusing. But then, which you also need to tell our youth to come out to be active and to be paying back the money, like the challenge you have now under YRP. You know, the government, president had stopped the YRP since 2018. Then when he reached in the office around 2022, it's when the president okayed and said, maybe, because we cried a lot, he said, President, you know, YRP has been the only program that is helping youth. Leave alone the Myoga, where we share with other people. Leave alone the PDM, where we share with the women and what. And the president said, okay, now I'm going to, it's okay, let YRP be active, but I'm going to add in more money in YRP.
So to the youth,
which,
to the
like
youth
in Kisoro alone, we so far we have benefited. In Kisoro alone, there is more than 1.65 billions in the youth, among the youth. But when you look at the recoveries, yet the money you have to pay, it's a revolving fund. Youth have to pay, then we give to other groups. The groups which have paid well and maybe are willing to add, to apply for more money, we add them more money. But the youth have not worked. Actually, since 2013, the only recovery that have been achieved are less than 560 million. So you look at also, the government is trying, but also we as youth, we are letting the government down also. You get me?
Yes. So now, like, to the youth who actually want to know, if we ask you to quickly list the projects that any youth who is looking at taking an opportunity from government, which projects would you list that these youth should target? In case the funds are out, maybe someone will try YLP, Simanyo, Wake and what? Which line, which are those projects that you think an individual should target? If you list them, maybe NADS, what, how do you list them to make sure that this person is aware that such projects can actually benefit the youth?
One, like I said, there's YRP, Youth Level Program, where a group of 5 group members can access up to 12.5 millions. There's Youth Capital Venture Fund, where an individual youth can access up to 5 millions to add in the business.
Yes.
There is also Myoga. I think you know it.
I know about it.
There is also parish development model, where the government is dispersing 100 millions per parish, and 30% is supposed to be for youth. But to surprise you, youth are not going for that money. Afterwards, they start now again crying to the government that the government is not helping them. There is also NADS, though now they changed it now, it's under Operation
Wealth Creation.
Where of course they give out to like cows and different other animals. Sometimes they even give out to seeds, when we reach at the district, we are supposed to be holding only one council meeting annually.
One council meeting
annually.
So do you now blame those that say?
You get me?
Do you blame those that say you represent them? You don't represent them well, because if you're only supposed to sit once a year, and the challenges of the youth are coming up every day.
So
how do you expect them to be?
We are sitting once in a year. But that sitting once in a year at the district council, where is have 3 representatives from each sub-county. But that representative is coming in the council meeting once in a year, and again is coming in the meeting when he or she has never had a chance to meet those youth from the villages or the parish level to know their challenges. So that maybe after knowing their challenges, maybe that person can raise it in the council of the district, and maybe from the council of the district, me as a national delegate, who also, the national council also hold national youth council meeting once in a year. You get me? And we are always 3 per district. We are all more than 500 in number. And we always, even when you're having it in once in a year, we always hold it one day. Not even a full day.
One day.
We hold it in less than 5 hours. And you expect a person.
So we could say
you expect a youth leader from Kisoro district, and from that youth leader from Arua, youth leader from Karamoja, youth leader from Eastern, Zimbabwe, and where, all to bring all their to raise their issues within less than 5 hours. You get me? Once in a year.
But
now where we our MPs, where we our MPs, who represent us in the parliament, get a chance to know the challenge that the youth in Kisoro is facing, so that maybe the youth MP can take it to the parliament.
So should we say it's right that these people are misrepresented?
I can say we are misrepresented. I'm a leader.
Yes.
But I can say also we are misrepresented.
So there's misrepresentation for the youth.
Like maybe sometimes if I happen to meet a youth here in town and he tells me, I have this challenge, maybe I'll have it. But remember, I will not have met a youth from Nyabishenya, Mumba, you get me? I will not have met a youth from Teko, Mabed, to know the challenge they're facing. Get me?
Yes.
So which means there's a possibility of me going for a meeting, and maybe reaching there. I start thinking for the youth. You get me? I start thinking for the youth.
Oh, so misrepresentation is something that is also disturbing.
If you didn't tell me that this is my problem, maybe go and raise it somewhere, and I reach there, what will I say? Which means I will say, Mandela might be facing this challenge. You get me? So it's what I'll have trace.
Well, how about the cases we've had that for a certain group to get that money, they must first bribe someone to sign?
Those are the corruption cases we have always talked about. And
are those cases still existing, or there is a way you're trying to fight them? Because people claim that if you're a group and you're supposed to receive 10 million, you end up receiving 5 or 3. Because whoever deserves a signature or is to sign on your paper, they must speak something.
Now,
Could that be true?
You see, it's what we have always told our youth. So you see, the president has always been crying, asking us to work with him to fight corruption. You get me? But and we have always, whenever God knows that, we have always told youth, if any leader asks you for some money, so that maybe the leader can do for you something, please report the what? That thing. The same thing you have always been hearing about the jobs, setting of jobs. People are like, they took money from me so they can give me a job and what. But when you call people to say, please, whoever that was asked for money from, can you come and report the thing? People don't want to come out. You get?
Yes.
So the same applies to youth. They be there, maybe someone tells them, I'm going to sign for you. Then after you get me this, you get me? And they also forget, I can also promise you, I say, okay, it's okay, I'll give you. Because the money doesn't pass through the hands of the other people. The money you give to them, I think maybe the money you give to them, you give the money after you are receiving the money. You are the one who takes the money to the person. What if you refuse to give the money to the person? Because the person already signed it for you. No, the person already signed it for you.
The issue is the signatures are only
the signatures. I sign it for you so that you can get the money.
Yes.
You get me?
Have you had cases where the youth in some places have actually never benefited from the youth projects?
Many of them.
And why so?
Like over the phase that we gave out last time, the whole of Obuchimbiri constituency, no sub-county in Obuchimbiri constituency benefited. Not because we didn't want to give them, but because the president said this is revolving money. You pay, we give others. You pay, you give others. So like youth in those sub-counties totally like refuse to pay. Most of them, the groups. And even when you tell also other youth, say, okay, if you know where Morris is, because Morris refused to pay us, if you know where Morris is, please alert us so they can come for him. They used to decide to keep quiet. They don't want to report their friends. But they forget that not reporting that person will make you fail to get what? The money, the next phase. So, but I was telling you, because this other program, it also helps. Like when you look at when you go to this side of Mugahinga.
Yes.
I happened to meet. There's a group of youth who are practicing environmental conservation, as they also do creative, like they're making different things, lamp holders out of the bamboo, ceiling, the basket, shopping baskets. You get me?
Yes.
But to do that, some youth do go and plant. You can go and plant.
Yes.
The bamboo in your wood. They call this backyard, like at home.
It could be a backyard.
You get? You plant some bamboos at home.
Yes.
You plant some trees, some avocado trees, some fruit trees. In the process of conserving the environment, it is also going to benefit, because when you plant an avocado, like most of these other house avocados and what, my friend, after you start harvesting, you start getting money out of that. You get me? I've always been telling you, whenever we go to the radio station and about things concerning conserving the environment, I've always told the youth, whenever you have a birthday, or whenever you have any other celebration, like you're in your wedding, you have a birthday, you have an anniversary, plant a tree. But plant a tree, like a fruit tree or what? You get me?
Yeah.
Then you going buying a cake of 100,000, you cut it and eat it from there. But in the photos, you always remember that maybe I had a 21st birthday, I had a 22nd birthday. That is like that, but it won't benefit you in the future. But my friend, when you look at when you plant an avocado on your 21st birthday, on 22nd you plant a mango tree, it will also help you in memories. You always tell your children, this avocado I planted it on my 21st birthday. But remember, it is also earning you, it's giving you shade, it is helping us in of course in fighting the air pollution. You get me?
We've always had suggestions that people take to the government, they are approved, and actually they are put into place.
Actually, what the government
have we seen anyone? Maybe have we seen the youth say something that maybe they need an adjustment in their money and what? Because we see they are passing extra bills now and again. Have you, as a committee of the youth at the national level, sat down and said, we need an adjustment in this, and your voices have been completely ignored?
Last time we actually raised it and said we didn't have any good budget. We had this very small, the smallest budget, and the president had promised to increase on the budget from 800, because at first it was 1 billion. President had promised to raise it to 4 billion, and from nowhere now they say it is 800 million.
So it was instead reduced than increasing it.
Yes. You get me? It was instead reduced instead of increasing it. Now, what I tell the youth leaders who are coming in, be creative, and maybe like me myself, when I reached in leadership and I saw that what I expected is not what I found, and now I started looking for the means of reaching out to our youth down deep down in the villages. And that's why I kept most of the time they used to go to the RDC's office and say, RDC, please, you always have the airtime for the district award. Can you be giving us at least a chance to use the airtime? Then we also approached the radio stations, and radio stations now said, okay, we can give you talk shows for the youth, of where Voice of Mahabula gave us every Saturday from 11 to 12.
That's a 1 hour.
1 hour.
Yes.
Metropolitan, yesterday they approached me, they were telling me they are also going to giving us the talk show every Saturday. You get? From hour 2 to 3. Kisoro FM used to give us also a talk show from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. You get me?
Yes.
Every Sunday, every night. So those now these are the platforms I'll be using. Now I don't wait for those youth programs also only, because it's not that every time they are having a youth talk show they must invite me. Because they have to invite me this Saturday, maybe that Saturday invite others.
Other individuals.
But I keep on also moving to other programs like Ichimeza, Ichiganiro, where you get me. So that whenever I reach there, I get a chance to at least, even if I say one word, I know once I give out one word on the radio station, some of the youth in the villages might be listening to radio. And the one who wants to be listening to radio, a friend will hear from the radio, and will take the information to a friend.
So on a percentage
and also what I do also, whenever I get a chance to visit any radio station or what, I make sure that I share my contacts, so that a wise youth maybe will try to call me and maybe ask me something, or maybe tell me there is this challenge, and how can we go about it?
Okay.
You get me? But that's the way I can say. But the representation, please, I ask our youth.
It is a very big issue to the youth.
It's a very big problem, challenge you're having, because the government also should look into this. If the government itself can look at say as a cabinet, as a cabinet, every week you must sit, because they look at, they need enough time. You get me? They have less than 100 members. As a Ghanaian as a parliament, they must sit every week.
The parliament sits every day or every week?
Every week. Almost,
so they have
almost,
a
two times, almost 2 times a week. Because they look at they need enough time. But the biggest percentage of population of Uganda only has to have only less than 5 hours once in a year to discuss.
To discuss the
issues. You get me? So I ask the government now also to look into that. At least, even if you can be having a budget at the sub-county level, maybe raised somehow, and maybe from the sub-county level, if the sub-county can be meeting maybe once in a like, and maybe at least it can be a quarterly, and maybe the district level can be having it, so having it at quarterly, like the way they have it in the district council.
Okay.
The 5 councillors always they have it per quarter.
Okay, appreciation goes to Voice of Mahabula for giving the youth a chance. Appreciation goes to Metropolitan FM, then also Kisoro FM, and all the other and the Youth Talk as well, and all the other platforms that are helping the youth to do something. Today has been a very special day that we have hosted one of the youth honorables in Kisoro district and at the national level. However, I also appreciate Volcano Cafe Volcano, and we appreciate the CEO, Mr. Nambajman Alex, for his doing us good. However, before we come to the end of this, we would love to hear a voice, at least since you represent the youth at the national level and wherever. What message, in about 1 minute, what message would you send to the youth out there?
The message I would send to our youth is that they have to understand that the generation we are in now is digital. It's .com.
Yes.
Let's change, look to the means of being creative, innovative. At least, because I've always told you that in this world, even if you move around the world, there's no business that has never been done by any person. Businesses have been in places, but it's upon you to look at Mandela's business. It's upon you to look at Mauritius' business, and then you look at how can I just make some small change? You get me? Some small change, and then maybe be in that competitive world. You get me? I was telling you last time, you have to come and create a business, but you don't have to market it. You come and create a business. I mean, you're a youth. You're a youth. You have a smartphone, but the smartphone you're having here, you're always loading data for 1,000, 2,000 daily, but that data you're using it for only texting girlfriends and boyfriends and other friends. Hello, how are you? I miss you. I love you. And they're not productive. But at least I used to do production of cruise ships. I also do the other businesses, but most of the businesses I've been doing, it's not that maybe I went somewhere to train, but I always use the internet to learn how to do this.
So they should should actually benefit. They should be good, responsible citizens of the digital world.
At least that you put in, you put on every day of 1,000. Try to at least take something, put in something else. How to do this? How to do this? Do the marketing. I've always told you can even do business without renting somewhere. Mandela, you might be having a boutique. Eh?
Yes.
I come at your boutique. All I have is my phone.
Yes.
I look at a nice dress or a nice shirt. I say this shirt is looking nice. Maybe if I market it to a man might like it. So I say, Mandela, please let me take a photo of this shirt. I might be having a potential client. Then I market to a man. If Mandela is selling this shirt at 30,000, and I be able to convince a man to buy it at 50,000, I will sell. I'll come and say, man, I've got a client. Let me sell it to him. He gives me money. I come by bringing you 30,000 and maybe my 20,000. There's a possibility of you doing a business without hurt. We have our youth, the mindset. You say, you see, I don't have capital, but you have a capital here. You have a phone of 500,000 or 600,000. A local youth is having a Mudala, from Mudala, Chikomando. You get me? Which doesn't need a capital, of more than 200,000. You get me? To start it up. And that Mudala is going to be earning the person at least 10,000 daily. You get me? So which means if you sold off this phone of 500 and you went and started up your Mudala, or 2 Mudalas, chapati. You don't need to go there and sit and start making the chapatis. You put a boy to operate it. The boy will be reporting some money daily. You get me?
Okay.
As you're also doing other businesses. Trust me, by the end of 2 months or 3 months, you have got money to buy back the phone, and you have also be having your investments. You get me?
Okay, yeah.
So let's change our minds. And again, when I was doing production of cruise ships, I remember one of the youth phoned me peeling the Irishes, and I was like, man, With your bachelor's, you're peeling. You get me? So for him, he thought a person with a bachelor's degree can't peel. But forgot that out of that peeling, I was earning something. You get me? So let's change our mindset. There's no business that you can't do, provided it is earning you something. You get me? Yes.
Thank you so much, Maurice, and we appreciate everyone who is watching us from wherever you are, and we appreciate the fact that you have kept pushing us to places. Change your mindset and shape your future. That's the way to go. We've been with Maurice Akizimana, the youth representative at the district level and as well a national delegate, and as well Kwihangana Gilbert Mandela, the youth talker. We meet next time.